All right, so I brought in most of the stuff right now. Computer, monitors, and everything else. It's just a matter of setting everything up the way I like it. It's a super ambitious project. It's a super ambitious project, but it's gotta be done. Okay, so it's now mounted, and it's easy to take off. You just pretty much wiggle it out. The reason that I use tape, all right, so this particular tape here can come down. Tape under here to catch whatever falls out of this area. And as you'll see on the side, I left a little gap there, so it goes into these two little holes. It's pretty easy, actually. I didn't have the confidence, but now I do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to probably put tape down here and then label them as like monitor 1, monitor 2, or monitor 1, 2, 3, PlayStation 4, etc. Just in case some of the stuff looks alike, I know which one to unplug. Now it's hanging and you can move it, so there's room, but it's no longer just like hanging there. So far wire management 101 is going well. Okay, so far so good. I have the 3 monitors already plugged in. And I don't care how messy it looks down here, because what happens in the underbelly of this beast is not what matters. What matters is how clean this looks, this blank area, okay? So far, so good. Day 2 of this. Day 2 of setting up this thing. Yesterday, I forgot Ethernet cables. So I went to storage and grabbed a whole bunch of them. Grabbed another power strip just in case. Now we're gonna figure out whether or not this thing that was recommended to me by Diesel, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a Cisco wireless wired Ethernet connection thing. We're gonna see if it works. If it does, amazing. If it doesn't, then we're gonna have to call Comcast to come by and then run another line to this setup. But we'll see. A gosh darn catastrophe. My technology, or the technology that I bought to help me go around the problem. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the thing, right? So this wall, this entire wall doesn't have internet outlets. Neither does the wall behind me, okay? Neither does that wall where the jerseys are at. That wall, however, where he's setting up his station to do a Smash Brothers tournament video, that's the only wall that has internet. So I can't finish this. I cannot set it up because I don't know where the outlet is gonna go. Therefore, I don't know where I am going to set up my internet or my Ethernets. So I can't do any wire management. So for now, I think that we are coming to a halt. On day 3, day 1 was a disaster, day 2 was a disaster, day 3 literally did nothing. All right, this is day like 555. Internet comes today, but we're almost done. I mean, the computer's up and running, so that's good. I'm gonna start running some tests. Mixer for the microphones. We got a couple of microphones here, a couple of stands. We're gonna put the couch right there, coffee table, podcast, magic, holler at me. All right, so I was having a little bit of a problem trying to figure out this microphone stand setup. Unfortunately, the closest that I can get to a place where I can tie it down is on the sides of the tables, because there is obviously the support beam that's right in front of you. So what I did is this arm right here, this bracket, and the link for this is going to be in the description, just like anything else, had these things that covered it, like this. I don't know where the other half went, but it was pretty much like that. So what I did is I grabbed the microphone stand, and then I used some of the Velcro strip, like this, that I was using down below for wire management, and I just tied it against it and made it thick enough to where it will fit. And voila, now I can put this microphone thing in there. All right, so I just received the worst absolute news ever, and it's quite annoying. The cable guy said that we couldn't run the line that way, that I would have to get a low voltage electrician or something to come and wire the stuff. It's quite annoying simply because of many factors. Ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this bull crap? This area right here, okay, is where the outlet is. This area is where I need it to be. In order, or according to them, in order for them to run that sort of wiring, they have to go through the outside of the house, cable it up, exposed cable, mind you, cable it up, and then go all the way under, and then come and re-drill there. We obviously can't do that. We're on a time crunch. I think I'm gonna have to take my setup back to my house just so I can make videos. But it kind of puts a damper on absolutely everything. Everything. Okay, so what happened originally is that the outlet there was going to need to be taken out of there, through the outside of the house, and then hammered into the brick. Obviously, we didn't want to do that. So today, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking the Ethernet cord and putting it under that. It's going well so far. There's been places where like you'll see. There's places where you'll barely notice it, and then the fireplace is like what's my proudest moment so far, because I've been able to get it under there and then put it back to how it looks. Okay, some good news. Today's Monday. The camera's shaking, but we have internet. I had to do it on my own, and my soft hands now became rugged. I had to do it on my own. I had to run the Ethernet under all the baseboards and under the carpet, but it looks good. It looks, actually, you can't even tell. So that's I'm very proud about that. I have the internet. All I gotta do now is clean up the desk, and then the setup video begins. I'm gonna hook up this USB 3.0 splitter, and what I wanna do is I wanna hook it up to where it's just sticking out right here, like this, outside of that way I can just easily plug in and then go there, or maybe I'll plug it against this. All right, so we are finally done after like 4 weeks of building this and putting this together. We're finally done. And just like anything else, we're never really done. But this is pretty much the basics of what it's gonna look like, all right? You have the couches right here, and I'll tell you more about why I have couches there and coffee tables. But this is the setup. Obviously, the most impressive part of the setup happens underneath with the semi-wire management that you see down here. This thing right there is an Apple AirPlay. I have a power strip there and a power strip over here. Once you get under there, it's very messy, but that's not what matters. What matters is how it looks from right up here. For the first time of me trying wire management, I think I did a pretty good job. All right, so the couches, why are they here? No. The fuck is that? All right, so the reason that I have two couches here is, one, so I can tell people when they're fucking up, just kidding. This is pretty much where the two co-hosts for the weekly podcast are gonna sit. The reason that I have two more of these setups in the bar area is because I'm going to hook it all up to this Behringer sound mixer with which will go from there, and then it'll attach to the table, and then they'll talk there. This webcam is going to be facing them. This one's going to be facing me, and I'm going to be talking on there. We're going to be editing and doing all that stuff here. All right, so to get to the usual setup that you guys want to know, this table is not a desk, it's a table, which is why I called it a table and not a desk. All right, that is from IKEA. It was, I think, $150, so super cheap and super worth it. A lot of people go looking for office desks, and I don't think that a lot of people take into consideration the fact that you can use a table, have more space, and be just as comfortable as you would. I mean, it's a flat surface with 4 legs. It doesn't have to be a desk. Use a table, more room, etc. The info for every single piece of item that you see on this will be listed in the description below in case you're wondering. So Asus monitors, I put Astro stickers on mine to make them look cooler. The microphone is an AT2020. The arm is a Rode arm, I guess. And then this 3 monitor arm extender that makes it look as though the monitors are floating, except for this area right there, which is obviously the base, and that's what covers it. I have an MLG mousepad made by SteelSeries. I have this glorious PC gaming race. That's funny, but it's a longer mousepad, and I obviously use that. And of course, the utensils, the weapons of war, are these 2 things right here. That, obviously, because I love that. I'm not gonna put these in the description unless you can go watch a Mexicandy video to see what they are. Then move that there. Anyway, so we obviously have the Astro Gaming TRs. These are the new customizable ones with a closed back for noise canceling. Obviously, you know I can't play any video games without my Scuf. The green wall is the weapon of choice for this month. Next week I'll do in all black with the Optic Gaming logo. This keyboard was actually gifted to me by the guys at Razer. It is a special edition Black Ops 3 Chroma Black Widow. And what's dope about it, and you guys probably don't know about this, you can switch the different settings on the keyboard. So all this chroma color, all the different colors that go into this obviously can have different patterns. There's one that's like a wave where the colors change. There's one where if you press it, it's like a ripple effect. I have my sketchbook. Obviously, you know I have to draw every so often. I have my Call of Duty Death Adder, which is awesome. They gave me a mouse pad, but I'm not using it right now, but I will. I have the Black Ops CS4, obviously the TR mix amp. I have speakers there, and obviously this is one of my favorite ones. I have the Bass Pro Shop coffee mug that's huge, so I use it to hold, scissors, and of course my very, very handy, super colorful knife. Geschenkt. All right, so that's that, and this is 2 hard drives. This is one of my favorite things ever, and I don't care what you guys say. I don't care that Ghost suck. This is awesome. It's Call of Duty hard drive, and then I have the regular hard drive, and down here I obviously have my PC. The information for my PC and the PC specs are going to be listed in the description below. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed it, I know that it took like a month for me to make a 3-minute video, which is the setup video. But a whole bunch of things happened. I won't bore you with the details, but that's neither here nor there. The fact is that we are done, finally, which means that I can now start live streaming. I can now start playing Ultimate of Optic matches. I can now start playing some Minecraft videos with the boys at the house. This is what I was thinking of doing too. In this area right here, right? Since there's so much room on this table, and that's why I recommend getting a table, even if it's a picnic table, the foldable ones, use that. I'm gonna get another PlayStation, and then I'm gonna have somebody play here, so we can both kind of LAN and play a 2v2, and we'll call it the Optic House 2v2 team, and then we're gonna see if we could do like a road to like 10-0 or something, because I'm not that good. I am not that good. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm planning on doing, alongside with obviously having the podcast being live streamed. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be live streamed because I want to edit it. Anyway, we'll figure that out some other time, but just so you know, just be ready. Year 2016 is going to be better than ever. I can promise you that. Podcast with friends and somebody else. And obviously more video game footage. The footage of the gameplay footage, as Optic J would say. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed it, please remember to not leave without leaving a like. Until next time, as always, this is Untitled Chapter. I'm out. Peace.